Ladies and gentlemen, hey, thank you for joining me today, this Saturday edition of the Latino Conservative. My name is Andrew Alvarez. We've got a few topics to talk about, including AT&T and John Fetermine. John Fetermine was hospitalized. You wish him all the best and a speedy recovery. We're also going to talk about my journey again, some more, with my insurance claim on my medication that was actually working for my diabetes. You know, that disease that can shorten my life. We got that more on this episode of the Latino Conservative, but you know what to do. First, hit that like, share, subscribe button, sign up for alerts, hit that bell icon, put this on Facebook, put this on your own Instagram or whatever. I'm live here on YouTube. I've got my Instagram and my TikTok right here as well. So if you're watching me on TikTok, smash that like button, double tap as fast as you can. You know, I'm a drummer, so I can do extra fast. Drop me a heart, drop me a rose, Instagram, shout out, what's up? But we're going to get into it right away. And the first thing I'd like to do is give a shout out to the sponsor, so to say, kind of sponsor, sort of, is somebody uses my Cash App or, signs up for Chime. That'll help this production. That'll help replenish my funds that I spend because I'm using my own personal money for now. I haven't started fundraising yet, but I do plan on it. You can also go to aaforcongress.com to see how you can directly contribute to the campaign. We've got a comment here. Saw you at the Pride Parade, big boy. You saw me out there, man. Let me tell you, if you saw someone on TikTok, so if you saw me at the Pride Parade, guess what? There's a doppelganger. Or either that or some Chinese got a hold of my DNA and decided to clone me. Oh, well. But you know what? I do fully support all members of the Pride community because they hold a personal place in my heart right here. Specifically, some people that are very close to me, people that I love. Two of the most important people in my life are part of the community. Go figure, right? So if I went there, maybe I was supporting them, but I really wish I could have gone to go support my friends and family out there. I was just busy working. So let's get on to the stories here. We have, courtesy of Tim. I said from the beginning I shouldn't say from the beginning, but from when he was campaigning against, who was it, Dr. Oz in the Senate race, he should not be a senator. He should not be. Not because of any qualifications or anything like that, because of his political beliefs. That's fine. He is not healthy to be a senator. That job, senator, governor, basically any type of politician out there, whether it's local level, federal level, state level, you have to be at the top of your game. John Fetermine was not. He was not qualified for the job. Yet the Democrats in his state they have the mentality of vote blue no matter who. This guy could not complete a sentence. I'd have the utmost sympathy for him because he had a stroke. And not saying anybody with any types of disabilities should not run for office. If they feel like, sorry about that, if they feel like they want to run for office, then let them run for office. Let them run for office, by all means. That is their right. But compared to his opponent, a gentleman that could form complete statements, had the mental cognizance to actually do something, as opposed to a guy who campaigned much like Joe Biden and sat in his basement. He went out wearing hoodies to campaign events. And you know what? If he wants to wear hoodies, good on him. Do him. Whatever. But it just goes to show, he was not qualified. He could not sit out there, stand out there, or whatever, be out there in a debate floor without formulating his own sentences, his own statements, his own thoughts. He had to have all of his statements on a big screen TV, on a teleprompter. So that tells me that, one, during his debate, those questions were pre-asked and people that were his operators were feeding him the answers so they knew what the questions were previously. Did Dr. Oz know those questions? I don't know. And let me see. Oh, yeah, I got 4 peeps in here now. Woo woo. And I don't know. But he couldn't formulate his own statements, his own sentences. He couldn't do anything like that. But the Democrats in his state vote blue no matter who. Now we've got a guy that when his own party's president was given the State of the Union address just a few days ago, he couldn't stay awake during that speech. Now he is hospitalized. He has neurological damage. Strokes do that. My mom had a stroke. I know how they go. I feel bad for him. I want him to recover. But what's going on now is exactly what I said would happen. I see it happening. He's going to be hospitalized. He's going to either not be able to go back to work, or he's going to go to work, back to work as a senator and mess it up. He can't hold a debate. He can't be on any type of foreign affairs committees, because if he were to go try to go to Russia and speak with them anywhere else, and have conversations with them, he wouldn't be able to do any of that. Negotiations are out for him. I'm a negotiator. I've got 20 years of negotiating skills. Actually, take that back. That's just my car business industry. Car business experience. Before that, I was in direct sales through telecommunications and through Kirby vacuum door-to-door sales, negotiating each and every day of my life since I was 21. 20. I've got to look back, I've slept a few times. Dang near 25 years worth of negotiating and sales experience, closing deals and whatnot. And he can't do that. You have to do that at that level, especially if he's trying to pass legislation. Otherwise, he's just sitting there like a bump on a log voting. That's it. He's not getting anything real done. He's not able to go convince Chinese people to go do this, Russia people to go do that. He's not able to go convince Mexico that they need to keep their people on their side of the border. No, he can't do any of that. He doesn't have the mental capacity to formulate arguments. So he's not going to be able to go back to work. That's one thing. And if he can't go back to work, the governor of his state has the ability and the right to appoint the next senator. That's what happened in California. I forget the name. I really do. I do apologize. It slipped my mind. But when Kamala Harris took the seat as vice president, the governor, Gavin Newsom, appointed her replacement. It was easy for Pennsylvania to get the voters out there and vote for John Fetermine. Vote blue no matter who. He should not have won the primaries, but since he did, he is out there now as a Democrat candidate running in the general elections against a Republican, Dr. Oz. Like him or hate him or whatever, don't like him, whatever. Job qualification-wise, he should have gotten the job. But now that there is a Democrat in office that won, that has a very good chance of not lasting the next 6 years of his term. Real easy, yank him out, and the governor of Pennsylvania will appoint the next senator, who will be Democrat. Dr. Oz would not have gone through that because he would be in a state of mind, well-being in a state of mind to be able to complete the job. Next story. I've got I have people here on my YouTube. How many people? Okay, next story. More Chinese balloon information. So, as it turns out, as we all knew already, the balloon was legit a spy balloon. We all knew this already. Everybody with common sense. But since the government finally admitted it, hey, it was a spy balloon. I can talk about that now on YouTube. I can talk about that now on these two. Well, maybe this one right here, this one right here, because this is a Chinese company right there. I don't know. I might get in trouble. I'm always in trouble with TikTok anyway. I've been the BANNED word so many times already. It's not funny. But with this balloon that the government finally admits to being a Chinese spy balloon, what does that leave us with? See, they know that they have the data there on that equipment. What they're not telling us is if that equipment that was on that balloon had transmitters. A lot of people fail to realize and fail to think about that data going anywhere. They think, it's just going to store locally on that hard drive, on that machine, and that's it. If they don't get those big old pieces of computer back, they don't get that data. But they're forgetting. These are the Chinese. They make all of our technology. Our Wi-Fi modems. Gateways, to be technical. Routers. These things right here that I'm looking at right here, my iPhones, they make those. They make everything that is electronic. Why? Because they have the rare earth minerals required to build those things. And they have the children task force that they can use and pay 1 cent a day to build those. What makes us think that that information was just stored locally on hard drives on those machines to be obtained later? What makes us think that? We know they have satellites. The government has claimed, oh, this can't be a spy balloon because they've already got spy satellites, so why would they have spy balloons? That information off of those from those spy balloons can easily be transmitted from the balloon to the satellite back to China. And they spent how much time around our nuclear sites? Yeah, we went out there in total kick-ass fashion with F-22s and the Ninja Sword missile launched out there. We went out there. That was, I'll admit, that cost us a lot of money to shoot it down, but it was kind of badass. But at the same time, was it too late? Was there any do they have any way of finding out if that data was transmitted anywhere? Because if it was transmitted anywhere, it doesn't necessarily have to be targeted to China. If it's transmitted anywhere, it can be obtained by anyone. If Russia managed to intercept it, that's why back in the like, was it World War I or World War II, we had the Navajo wind talkers, because everybody could hear the signal, but it was just spoken in a different language, in the Navajo language. If you encrypt it, great. Somebody's out there to crack the code, though. Was that information leaked? So the next thing from that is, let me get to in the image provided by the FBI special agents assigned to the evidence response team process materials recovered from the Chinese balloon. Basically, this part right here is saying also U.S. blacklists 6 Chinese entities over balloon program. So what does that mean? That means those companies that were building stuff for them are now blacklisted. And I'm going to have to apologize real quick on YouTube. Mind you, I'm doing this on my own, by myself. So I don't have any production crew. What you're seeing right here, I'm going to go over the first part of the story, the first part of the news I did again, because I just realized that as I was screen sharing, my audio wasn't on there. So we're going to go over the first part. We're going to go over the first part that I covered about John Fetermine, but we'll do that in just a second. I got a comment here on my TikTok that I want to look at right here. It says, it's a shame Trump survived. Really? So when I look at comments like that, and I want to address that, I do want to address that. Somebody says it's a shame Trump survived. How hateful do you have to be to make a comment like that? You know, I remember a few years ago, you know, my check would last all month long. You remember that? You remember the president that we had that we were all eating. We were all eating, but you know, with the current one, we literally have food shortages. Eggs are at a $8 for a dozen and a half. Babies were going without formula. After your so-called Trump, that you said it's a shame he survived, hateful comments like that have no I have no sympathy for them. I don't mind. In fact, I enjoy dissent. You know, let me talk about you, but I will, you know, block that person right there. I don't deal with that. hate speech like that, I could report him for being hate speech. He's kind of threatening to kill somebody or threatening to have somebody killed or something to that extent, but I'm not going to deal with that. So either way, back to what I was saying. 6 companies were basically blacklisted. They don't give us the list of who was all blacklisted over the Chinese spy balloon. However, I will share this. AT&T stock loses $10 billion in value after Newsmax drop. So, right under that, Tulsi Gabbard blasts AT&T's DirecTV for censoring Newsmax. Little history lesson on AT&T, because I used to work for them. AT&T is not a privately owned company. So they don't have the right to do whatever they want. A lot of people claim the same thing with Facebook. Well, Twitter technically is a privately owned company now, so they can do whatever they want. But Facebook, YouTube, they're not privately owned company. AT&T is not a privately owned company. And this is where I think I'm an advocate for small government. But to quote a famous web person's uncle, with great power comes great responsibility. AT&T is one of the oldest companies in the country. Like back in the 1800s. They were for a while not AT&T because they had a monopoly. They don't have a monopoly now. With AT&T, along with AT&T, they have, T-Mobile, Verizon, Xfinity, all those other companies. You don't have to you can look it up. But companies like that, they get so much power that back then AT&T had to divest. They broke up into 2 companies, in other words. One of them was a company called National Cash Register. Believe it or not, a telephone company was a cash register company. Divested into a cash register company. Then you got your Ma and Pa bills, your Southwest bill, Pac bills, your Southern bill. Those were all part of AT&T at one point in time. They just divested, and that was done because of a government mandate. AT&T had too much power. The government said, hey, you are taking advantage of the people. Split up. So they went through that twice. Once was divestiture, and they had to trivestiture. I forget what the exact years were, but I remember having to learn that back in 2001 when I started working for the company. It was required for one of our tests, confirmational learning type things. But they got so much power that the government split them up. I believe in small government. Get that right. But the bigger the entity is, the more responsibility the government has to control them. Prime example, Walmart, Starbucks, McDonald's, huge conglomerate companies fighting for a $15 minimum wage while they increase their prices. The 99-cent hash brown is now $3. And what's their response? You're still going to buy it. I went to Walmart Thursday morning. I didn't know if I was going to see my girlfriend for Valentine's Day because she works in the hospitality industry. Very busy woman. I went to go get the stuff, in the morning to go get like some Valentine's Day gifts before she went to work for the week. And the self-checkout lanes were closed. The store's broken up into 2 halves. They got self-checkout lanes by the pharmacy. They've got the cash registers that are normally operated by people. Then they have other checkout lanes. Don't you know? They have both sides of the store open. The the checkout lanes by the pharmacy were all closed. And they're normally open, and I park by that door each and every time because that's just where I pull in. It's the first door that's closest to the parking entrance. I had a big stuffed bear. Huge. Bigger than me. I'm 6'1", depending on what day it is. It was right by the self-checkouts that I normally check out at, but they were closed. So not only did they not have any register ringers, cashiers at all, they had half of the self-checkout lanes closed. I was forced to go to another aisle on the opposite side of the store with this huge bear and tote. Now, I wasn't planning on getting the bear. I saw it, and I was like, I've got to get it when I saw it. So I didn't have a cart. I wasn't prepared. So that's my fault. That's my fault. But not only are they taking us from going from one set of registers, they're getting rid of all of their employees so they can just have the self-checkout. Now they're even putting software in those self-checkouts to prevent theft. I remember checking out, scanning an item, and it was a two-piece item. It was like a little set of clothes for my dog. The machine detected that there's 2 articles of clothing on that one hanger, and it said, "Hold up, you're stealing." It had stopped me from scanning my next item. Companies like that are investing more in technology, raising the prices of people, they're gaining more profit because they're raising their prices, utilizing less people to work. I'm going to wait for my W-2 from them. They have fewer cashiers than ever, fewer people on the floor than ever. Their floor machines that they use to sweep and mop their floors are robots now. Yet they're charging us people more. Companies like that need to be divested. Starbucks, same thing. They're fighting for $15 minimum wage, yet they are reducing their staff and increasing their prices, which also increases profitability. Don't give me none of this prices for goods, whatever. I'm not going to say the word. It's them that's raising the prices. These big corporations that are raising the prices, Aetna, my insurance company that I've been fighting with for the past 2 months to get insulin because I'm diabetic, type 2 diabetic. The insulin that I found that has worked for me, finally, Mounjaro, because Kim Kardashian went out there and said, hey, it's great for weight loss. Got all of these people out there taking it now for weight loss. This $35 insulin that dropped my A1C count 6 points, which is huge. It was huge. I was at 13. Yeah, that's right. I was at 13. 6 points down to 7, which is great. That's me exercising too. That's me doing everything I need to do. I'm still exercising every single day. And in fact, as soon as I get off of this podcast, I'm taking this jacket off, taking this shirt off, and I'm going to the gym, doing HIIT day on the cycle just to live now. My A1C back up to 11. I haven't changed my diet. I take in a 30 to 50 grams of carbs every day. But what's up? Insurance is in the same boat that Walmart, Starbucks, McDonald's are. They're controlling our lives because they can do it, they can afford it, and people like me can't afford to fight it. I don't have the money to hire an attorney to tell them, hey, you have to give them this medicine because you've already approved it for 2 months. But since the year rolled around and you want to put that one medicine, actually two, the makers of Eli Lilly, their Trulicity is not on the formulary list now too. So you want to take these 2 medicines off of the formulary list that are life-saving, life-sustaining medications. You want to take them off the formulary list and make this guy pay $500 a month to live. Now, granted, I made poor health choices. I made poor choice healths in my past. I admit that. I admit that. At one point in time, I was 450 pounds. That's a big one. In fact, if you wait just a second, I'll show you pictures of me from way back when. But I was 450 pounds. I busted my ass to lose weight. Like hardcore. Lost a lot of weight. Let me show you this picture of me real quick. On the right, that's me. Actually, this is a little bit older picture of me. That's with hair. But you see me now. That right there, 450 pounds. I was in a movie once, and that's what I looked like. I was even bigger than that at one point in time. Let's see if I actually started losing weight by then. So it's not like I haven't tried. But companies like Aetna that want to control our lives because they are rich. Black labels, Black Rock, Vanguard. All these companies that say they are doing us good, they are forcing us to abide by them, to bend the knee to them so we can live. Now I have to go through 3 or 4 months of extra treatment using medicines that I've already had. Trulicity, Ozempic, Victoza, because they don't want to pay the bill for Mounjaro that has already worked, is working. They're controlling our lives. What's the saying go? We will own nothing and be happy. But I will disagree with that. I will fight tooth and nail to get that. Now, if you want to help support that cause, there's a couple ways you can do that. Go to latinoconservative.com, click on that green banner, sign up for a Chime credit account. Both you and I can get $100. Go to $ Latino Conservative on Cash App. But better yet, I'm running for Congress in 2024 against Al Green. For me to get to Al Green, I've got to get past the primaries. The best way and the only way I can do that is with your help. Go to aaforcongress.com. You go to that website. You can keep up to date. Scroll down. See some videos. Some other ways and other information that you can hear. Come check out this right here where I have issues. I'll post issues there all the time. You know, as I see them, I will post them. And to kind of back up on the story that I was talking about earlier, John Fetermine, for those of you who didn't get to see that part, John Fetermine was hospitalized in D.C. after feeling lightheaded at a Democrat retreat. John Fetermine should not have been in office. He should not have been elected, plain and simply, because he wasn't healthy enough to be. He was not healthy enough to be. You do have to have a little bit of health to be in that office. You have to have the mental cognizance to be in that office, and he does not. He's going to get replaced by whoever the governor of Pennsylvania wants because people in Pennsylvania voted for him instead of someone who can actually do the job. Whether you like the policies or not, you still want somebody that can do the job. Now, I'm going to read a couple comments here. Let me just go through my TikTok here. I've got one. Well, if you're going to insult me, I love how Libbies come in and try to insult me on here. They think that it actually hurts my feelings, but I'm reading one comment right now. I don't have my glasses on. It says, we have to blame ourselves. Stores are going out of business because of Amazon, etc. Get up and go shopping. Yes, I go shopping all the time. I love to go shopping. Exactly what we need. Small government. Govern this way. It's govern the way it should be. Absolutely appreciate that comment. So again, hey guys, thanks for hanging out with me today on YouTube. Sorry for the beginning. I'm still working out the bugs of my life. This is like my 4th live stream so far that I've done this year. I'm working on the bugs on that, getting acclimated to all the button pressing here, doing it all by myself. So again, like, share, subscribe to this, please. I've gained 10 subscribers here recently, which is pretty cool. I'm trying to get to 1,000 here on TikTok, here on Instagram. I might actually stop going on here pretty soon, just so y'all know, because I want to drive more people to my YouTube. So I might stop going live like this. I'll still go live, but stop going live like this because I want people to go to my YouTube. So go look up The Latino Conservative on YouTube. You on TikTok, is on Instagram as well. Yeah, pardon the curtain rods right there. But look for campaign updates too. 88forcongress.com. I'm going to be switching some of my lives to my Instagram campaign, which is Andrew Alvarez TX. Look for that tag, Andrew Alvarez TX. Again, I'm running in District 9, which is covered by Al Green currently. It covers Houston area, Fort Bend, Pearland area. It's going to be a run. Got some intelligent people over here. What's funny is when people say like that, I'm gonna address this comment right here that I have on TikTok. You must hate your community to be a conservative. That's kind of funny, because most of my community is conservative. Most Latinos are conservative. Just picture that. So I'm gonna sign off here on YouTube. Thank you so much for letting me rant and rave at y'all today. Again, remember, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, 8 Central, Saturdays at noon. I look forward to meeting with all of y'all, seeing all of y'all then. Go check me out on the webs. Check me out on TikTok and on Instagram. Y'all have a good day.